work so far done. I also wish to thank the respective line directors and technical staff who have provided educational support, enabling our committees to execute their oversight roles effectively. As we welcome the incoming committee members, I urge you to prioritize the unfinished business carried over from your predecessors. Of a particular urgency is the matter of compensation of the affected people of Chitezi following the tragic West Plaza line that occurred a year ago. This issue, along with other outstanding matters, must be handled with diligence, compassion, and urgency. In the same light, I call upon the Executive Director and the entire management of the authority to ensure the executive arm of the authority to ensure the full implementation of the resolutions and policy guidance issued by this council. The effectiveness of our legislative efforts is only meaningful if it translates into real action and tangible results on the ground. It is therefore imperative that we, as elected leaders, remain steadfast in performing our cardinal oversight role. We must continue to ensure that all city projects and programs are executed efficiently, transparently, and in the best interest of the people we serve. As an institution, the Kampala capital city, KCCA remains fully mandated to deliver quality services, accessible and dignified services to all residents of Kampala. Our responsibility is not diminished, rather this defining political ties demand greater vigilance, unity, and resolve on our part. Honorable colleagues, I also wish to congratulate you for your active participation in your respective political party processes. To those who have already secured nominations, well done. And to those still undergoing vetting, especially the National Platform group, I wish you wisdom, transparency, and strength throughout the process. However, we cannot ignore the regrettable events that have marked previous political seasons. We strongly resent the acts of mismanagement and political violence that were witnessed under the leadership of National Resistance Movement, NRM, incidents which sadly claimed innocent lives. As we approach the 2026 general elections, we pray and urge all stakeholders to ensure that such tragedies are not repeated. We must collectively uphold the principles of peace, justice, and democratic integrity. The residents of Kampala, I make a heartfelt appeal. Please participate actively and responsibly in the upcoming elections. Your voice is vital, your vote is your power, but I also urge you to remain vigilant to guard against manipulation, intimidation, and violence. A strong democracy depends on informed, engaged, and peaceful citizens. Let us continue to move forward together with integrity, courage, and purpose. I wish you fruitful deliberations, honorable colleagues. Next item on the agenda.
Item number 5. Presentation and consideration of the Kampala Capital City Excuse Development Plan.
Item number 5, designation of KCCA representatives on governing bodies of educational institutions from the City Executive Committee. I am honorable Your Worship, the Deputy Mayor. Presentation and consideration of the Kampala Capital City Fiscal Planning Development Plan 2024 from the City Executive Committee.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Allow me with the Honorable John Mary Silver to make a presentation on behalf of SEC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. my colleagues in the House, the Commission and Speaker, I want to congratulate myself the European Councillors for the process. I also wish good luck to those who are yet to come, including the aspiring members of Parliament. Thank you, my colleagues, Your Worship, the Deputy Mayor, and all councillors for the technical team. This is the time for us to confirm and approve the Kampala Capital State Fiscal Development Plan, which has taken years without that proof of fiscal authority, and it feels today that we need now to give it special attention. Honourable Speaker, I hope members will get the copies, and with their permission I may proceed. Thank you.
You must have copies. Proceed, Honourable Sir.
Honourable Speaker and members, I wish to reiterate the communication that was made by the Lord Mayor during the stage of the Kampala Capital Status on the 29th May 2025 this year about the evolution of Kampala's urban planning trajectory. In his communication, the Lord Mayor highlighted to the people of Kampala and the nation at large that the evolution of Kampala's urban planning trajectory dates back to the early 20th century, beginning with the initial plans of 1912, 1919, 1930, 1945, 1972, and 1994. Culminating the landmark comprehensive study which was conducted in 2012. In that year, honourable colleagues, a consortium of 4 eminent consulting firms from South Africa and Israel undertook an exhaustive and exhaustive analysis, resulting into the famous 583-page report, replete with commendable recommendations for the deliberative planning of the city of Kampala. The consultants at that time, Madam Speaker, identified 10 planning goals, which they said should serve as 10 commandments for the fiscal planning of Kampala, and that was in 2012. The first one, Madam Speaker, was to create multi-focal and multifunctional city centers composed of special components of metropolitan importance. The second one was to enlarge and extend the central business district of this city. The third was to construct an urban freeway for better accessibility to employment and business. 4, to develop Kampala as a lakefront city and connect the lake to the inner city. 5, to change the attitude towards wetlands within the city and develop them to become lively, health and functional central parts of the city. 6, to create a new hierarchy of service centers and sub-centers and to stop the endless linear sprawl of shops and public services. 7, your colleagues, was to crystallize new spatial systems as part of the city center for cultural activities, recreation and tourism. 8, to develop the hilltops for public use, recreation and tourism. 9, to define and designate new urban quarters and precincts as planning entities for better control, management and development of the city. 10, to encourage new housing models, including affordable housing in the future design of quarters and business. the consultant's semi-observation was unequivocal. Kampala boasts the finest energy environment in East Africa, yet paradoxically suffers from the most efficient built structural environment within the region. This pregnant assessment underscores the urgent need for urban regeneration and structural reformation. Acting on these insights, KCCA initiated the formulation of the 2012 Kampala Fiscal Development Plan. However, for all intents and purposes, the proposed plan was not ratified by the Authority Council at that time. In the interim, KCCA adopted a pragmatic, incremental approach to urban planning by segmenting the city into 25 spatial planning principles, to which Busega, Bubaga, Memuna, Bia Makere, Mulabu Korolo, Nabu Banda, Biakireka, Mutungu, Buzira, Pere, Chikaya, Chiburi Kama, Makin de Najana, Kubi, Saja, Barundi, Naswe, Yajeva, Mukoma, Muka, Mutungu, Miega, Busika, and Nakasel. Owing to fiscal constraints, Madam Speaker, KCCA advanced only 4 special plans. Those were Nakasero, Makerere, Mulabu, and Kororo, up to the public display stage. After which the initiative regrettably stalled. Nonetheless, during the last 5 years, KCCA made strides by developing detailed neighborhood plans for the 4 aforementioned precincts and the neighborhood precincts, which carried away to the formal endorsement of the Authority Council. Furthermore, the 2012 draft Kampala Fiscal Development Plan has undergone a review, Madam Speaker, as part of the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area Integrated Urban Development Master Plan, supported by funding and technical assistance from Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, and this revision was necessitated by the rapidly evolving urban dynamics, encompassing outdated assumptions, escalating urbanization pressures, unplanned growth, traffic congestion, environmental and climate vulnerabilities, as well as the critical needs to harmonize the plan with overarching strategic and metropolitan objectives. Consequently, a 2024 GKMA Fiscal Development Plan has been developed, positioning Kampala to better navigate its complex urban future, and presented in the City Executive Committee on the 8th May 2025 for further management and processing. Madam Speaker, for record, this is what we have at the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area Development Master Plan from 2025 to 2050. Madam Speaker, I thought it was important to be present to our colleagues, so I appreciate the great work that has been done and which is being planned in the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area. Madam Speaker, Mr.
I beg your pardon.
Madam Speaker,
Yes, please.
Kampala Municipal Authority is part of the Greater Kampala. And from the central government, the National Development Plan before, it was agreed that Kampala be joined with the Greater Kampala area, that is Mukono, Wakiso, and Mpigi with the respective municipalities. You have a master plan, a development master plan. And this is the copy for the institution as our master plan. And what I'm going to present is part of this, Madam Speaker.
Is part of that?
It is in this.
And lay on table.
This one was just for members' application of the speaker. And so this is already on the table.
Lay on table.
But I want to. I'm not speaking so that
Lay on table. Thank you very much.
I'm not replying to those.
Thank you. Proceed, Honorable.
Madam Speaker, I direct fiscal planning if you're around, ensure that I get another copy as soon as possible. Or the representative of the ED. And the Selection Committee that convened on 7th May 2025, management presented the Kampala Capital State Fiscal Development Plan, which was discussed in a June 2nd meeting on 8th May 2025, and subsequently concluded and approved in the second meeting of 1st July 2025. We have read of this brief report, Sana's report. Madam Speaker, I will second made the following observations. That the plan is an integral part of the first ever joint plan for Greater Kampala, prepared in collaboration with the KCCA, Wakiso, Mukoro, PG districts, plus the 5 municipalities of Entebbe, Nasara, Bakile Sabadao, and the Mukoro Municipal Council, and the Digital Council. And it establish all spatial infrastructure, environmental, and socio-economic dimensions of urban development across boundaries. 2. The blueprint spans for a period of only 15 years. That is 2025 to 2040. That is for the Kampala Fiscal Development Plan. So it's so that in the coming 15 years, those will be around, it will be happening in phase. And aim at value creation, survival, and sustainable growth. Kampala being the capital city, and the GKMA and Uganda's economic engine, Madam Speaker, generating 65% of non-agricultural GDP and hosting over 70% of Uganda's industries. Yet its continuing contribution is threatened by rapid and coordinated urbanization. The consequences are well evident to include the following, Madam Speaker and colleagues. Traffic regular, billions of shillings is lost in productivity annually. Environmental collapse, over 50% of wetlands lost since 1994, Madam Speaker, what we studied, triggering flooding in the city, pollution, and urban heat stress. 3. Urban crisis. Over 60% of residents in Kampala, Kampala live in slums. Demand for decent housing is outpacing supply. So when the demand is higher than supply, you do what happens, Madam Speaker. Sprawling dysfunction. Growth spills hereditary into Wakiso, Mukoro, Mpiji, without a guiding special framework, undermining service delivery, mobility, and infrastructure investments. Madam Speaker, you are aware that it may take 2 hours from Musanji to Sega, actually almost 3 hours at times. So look at the consequences. No one just said the words, honorable colleagues. They give us the real value from infrastructure investments without the Kigali master plan. From Singapore to Kigali to Nairobi, cities that have had transformation follow one rule. Plan first, you will second. Kampala cannot afford to reverse the logic. The KCC Fiscal Development Plan 2040 is not another shelf strategy. It's a bankable, enforceable, and implementable master plan, shifting from vision to neighborhood and block level planning. That is the Kigali set block plan as a working model. The daily plans will be, Madam Speaker, also forwarded to colleagues. At an appropriate time, those will be around low areas before the term ends. The plan is aligned with the GKMA urban development program, performance disbursement framework, a keyword bank funding initiative. Without this plan, Madam Speaker, KCCA stands to forfeit significant disbursement linked financing from development partners. It's a condition for us to get more funding. This plan has to be approved by the highest level authority. which is this council, Madam Speaker. And the purpose for presenting that for that, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm on number 7. The plan is built for enforcement, providing zoning and best regulations. That is floor area ratio to control unregulated growth and price marketing. I hope colleagues we are together. 8. This plan shapes a resilient and efficient structure through concentric urban form. This one will tend to be that easing pressure on the central business district by creating new economic hubs. I hope all of you know the current CBD, the central business district. And now we are saying we need to create more new economic hubs, like Nakawa, CBD, Luzira Hotel, Musega Urban Center, Kawempe, Munyanya Urban Centers. We should have detailed plans. Madam Speaker, provides for the planning and implementation of transit-oriented development. That's the thought. Provides 15 high-density growth centers anchored in proposed high-capacity best public transportation routes, light rail transport, and the community corridors. Ecological buffer zones. This projects at least 7.3% of the city as green spines. That is, we eat in our plan for ETC. All these have to be in this fiscal development plan. Reducing flood risks and enhancing climate resilience. This plan shall save KCCA from the following, Madam Speaker. If it is approved, implemented, we shall be saved from the following. Losing the infrastructure investment value. By losing in infrastructure investment value, and this includes roads, bridges, and transit lines will continue to be built in areas that guided by future growth projections. Mostly public funds and worsening condition. If it is approved and implemented, we shall be saved from losing that value in the infrastructure investment. Madam Speaker, we shall be saved from reduced access to external financing. KCCA will be meeting key World Bank, GKMA, UDP performance indicators. That is to say, area covered by approved fiscal development plans, needing disbursement of more funds. Because we need to have those plans also prepared. Rising urban poverty and slums. Without clear land use guidelines, informal settlements will spread, putting pressure on services, health and safety. Madam Speaker, we shall have fragmented implementation. That is, ministries, agencies of government, and municipalities will continue to implement that plan. Will continue to implement disconnected, overlapping, and sometimes contradictory projects. Political risk and public distrust. As residents suffer from flooding, displacement, and service breakdowns, public confidence in the leadership will deteriorate. That is ourselves. That one concerns us, policymakers. Madam Speaker, I have a look at the urgent projects that we think need to be given attention between 2025 and 2030, which will show the tangible return on our investment. You can see that table is a brief one, sector project and immediate impact. For example, the sectors land use planning and infrastructure development. The project is detailed planning for policy centers and their influence areas, including Nakawa and Nakuru CBD expansion, Munyanya Front area, Luzira Hotel, Kawempe Urban Center, and 15 tourist centers. Then the immediate impact is a well-coordinated land use and investments, less pollution and environmental degradation, more sustainable jobs created, and increase already 5+. Second sector is transport. We need to mention just briefly. High capacity transport pilots, that is the CBD, agents, ring roads, expressways, and the transport hubs, and the NMT. That's the project things should have doing in the next 5 years. This moves 50,000 per day, 10,000 per day, cuts emissions and time. Madam Speaker, the sector is also local development. The project intended here is native and rich urban parks, waterfront projects, and blue so-called green infrastructure. The impact will be flood control and urban green space. Then housing, slum upgrading. We intend to have a project in this plan in the next 5 years about slum upgrading. So over 500 hectares of slums planned and the best infrastructure and the services provided. The aforesaid projects likely reflect the Kampala fiscal up-to-state fiscal development plans. Spatial logic demonstrates the plans bankability and are aligned with DKMA economic strategy and Uganda's national government program or plan 4, NDP4. Way forward. Madam Speaker, colleagues, there is need for approval of the Kampala's capital city fiscal development plan 2014 as Kampala's spatial and infrastructure development blueprint. 2. Fast track the 2025-2030 phase projects that was highlighted above, with priority focus on high capacity based public transportation system designed to offer efficient, reliable, and fast service in urban areas. Climate resilient design plans and infrastructure, equitable wetland restoration, and slum upgrading. 3. Madam Speaker, adopt and empower the DKMA Technical Coordination Committee to enforce cross-sector and cross-jurisdictional alignment. We need to empower that Technical Coordination Committee. 4. Interpret into budgets across cases and directives. Ensure fiscal planning informs all major capital and infrastructure investments, starting with this financial year, 2025-2026. Without the KCCA fiscal development plan 2040, Kampala risks planning in reverse, where development drives policy, not the other way around. But with it, we create a clear, bankable, and sustainable pathway for Kampala to grow as East Africa's leading urban and economic powerhouse. I'd like to submit to Honorable Speaker and the colleagues in the House. Attachments are there for you. I don't need Madam Speaker to go into them. But the first one is an executive summary of this big book, which has been laid on the table. And also, Madam Speaker, there's a copy that was issued last. These are the slides that summarize our fiscal development plan. Go study them, then you can be in a position to understand how it's supposed to move in the next 15 years. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Semufu, our Line Minister for Fiscal Planning and Engineering and Technical Services. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. Honorable colleagues, Honorable Rose Nambaba.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I thank Honorable Semufu for the good presentation, and I beg to move that we receive this report. We receive the Kampala Capital City Fiscal Development Plan presented by SEC for discussion.
Honorable Janja Ivan,
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Thank you very much. And now on our documents, we can proceed. Honorable Senator.
Thank you so much. Honorable Speaker, Senator African is my name from Bachile East. And allow me to thank members of SEC, especially Honorable Senator John Mary, for this wonderful report and that gigantic book that you brought for the speaker. Kampala is a city of it's a city of the everyday person. From its inception way back, we gave us a brief history of Kampala. Kampala has been a city of hustlers and people who are going about their day-to-day life, trying to make a living. But the most unfortunate thing we've been faced with all these years is moving without a plan. In fact, in most cases when physical planning goes to the communities to try and enforce all the guidelines, the very first question residents ask them is, where is the plan you're based on? Where is the plan you are using to make sure that you come here and enforce those guidelines? So it's good that we do have a 15-year old plan, and I'm glad to be a part of this mega breakthrough because it's been a very big question. So from I myself and colleagues, I think we need to give ourselves this as homework to make sure that we study it fully, we go through all these slides, fully understand and appreciate the origin of this, so that we can come and pass it, and we start having a truly livable, sustainable city, true city that's going to compete with other cities around the region. Because I've been around some of the cities in Kenya, Tanzania, and Rwanda, but we've seen there is too much misplanned activities going on in Kampala, uncoordinated plans going on in Kampala. So, Honorable Speaker, I do move that we get all these slides plus all the information that's here. We go back, give ourselves some time, maybe in a one-day workshop or something like that. I get to fully appreciate it. And then come back and pass it. That's my motion. Thank you so much.
Honorable Mannequin, I come out to
Yes, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Thank Honorable Sewu for this very well presentation. Madam Speaker, I just wanted to make a simple addendum to Honorable colleague's submission on going back and appreciate the documents before us. But I think, Madam Speaker, it would be very proper if we commit these 50 documents to literally take a committee of the whole council. We go for a retreat somewhere very special, we can sit and appreciate these documents, because I don't think we are able, Madam Speaker, to go back in our homes and truly appreciate these documents. I'm moving that we commit this document and this issue to the committee of the whole council, and a retreat should be aligned to the committee of the whole council. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to appreciate you and also appreciate Mr. John Sewu for this wonderful report about the presentation of the Kampala Capital City Fiscal Planning, Fiscal Development Plan. Madam Speaker, before you came in here, for 30 minutes, there was a program with UBC upon KCCA. And our team here of technocrats, we are presenting a report here at the panel. Of the 30 minutes I listened.
Is that why you came in late?
Not really, Madam Speaker. No. I was watching where I was set up somewhere. Watching you this morning.
Somewhere where
Thank you, Madam Speaker. But the point is, for the 30 minutes I watched, Madam Speaker, there's one question from the chair of the Assembly made that Honorable Leader said, where is the report? Where is the document? It happened 17 times in 30 minutes. where's the report? The report, where's the evidence? There was nothing. That's why maybe today, this morning, it's a very special day. In the same, if you can have something strategic, something you can document, like this one from Honorable Senator from the same. As I conclude, Madam Speaker, my problem is, I ask from this council, if you can implement this. I ask if you can implement this, I'll be very happy, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much.
You want it
To be followed up and then get to our people down
how do you
there,
do that?
through our
How do you
committees,
get it there?
through our committees, through pushing the state, through pushing our committees, the technical, everybody.
Pushing said to do what? They have made their presentation. Some of you will think the same.
The document
Committee
that's
of the
across.
Protocol Council. Only four are literate. The one is studying technical standard. So what do you want?
I want not to second my land for this proposal that we get a retreat and see it happen, Madam Speaker.
Honorable, and Honorable Namkwai.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much. My name is Namkwai Helen from Makinde East. I happen to sit on the physical planning committee as a chairperson and as a member. But as the committee, at least we've never passed any. I'm the one submitting. We've never passed any plan for the country, and the House should concur with me. One of the core values of SCCA is to see a physical plan, its physical planning and development control in the city. And so many colleagues here go out, get attracted to these countries and cities. So if we delay the things, we are not going to have Kampala and the city we need. So and this August House, at least we discuss it. We have this development plan which has been learned for years and years. So if we don't take control as the August House, we are going to be accountable. Reasons, we've been facing a lot of floods in Kampala, and we leaders are the first persons to be attacked about this. A lot has been happening in the city, but we've been working without a plan. So I'm begging this Honorable House to concur, because we've been getting reports and we've been passing them. We can go through it, we give it time, then we pass it. Thank you.
All want to talk about this. I'll have please, Honorable please. How many? Thank you very much. Honorable Katabi will be the last submission. Procedure, Honorable Solomon. Honorable Speaker, there is a motion that
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Today I voted for a reason.
you're very smart.
I wanted your attention when I speak. And I think I got it. Madam Speaker, I'm also part of the Fiscal Planning Committee. I have carefully read through this document, Madam Speaker. We had a discussion on this document, Madam Speaker. It's a very good plan for us.
How did it get to your committee? How did it get there?
I read it.
How did it get there? Because we're just receiving it.
No.
You're receiving it now. How did it get there? Fiscal Planning Committee. How did you get this document? Honorable Secretary. Honorable Secretary. How did Standing committee basis document. Is it true or false?
Madam Chair, definitely it is first. But what I know that when we are in Nigeria, a few highlights were mentioned, but not this one. If just if let's say.
Representative, how much time do you have to approve this committee, this program?
Yeah, Madam Speaker, I couldn't definitely oppose what Honorable Sedi motion was. Members need to understand it, but we need at least maximum of 2 weeks, we need to approve it.
Okay. Honorable colleagues, this matter is committed to the Committee of the Whole House, so it is upon management and the State Executive Committee to follow up for that retreat of 1 day, such that we can discuss it and have it in the next council also. Probably if I feel a special council. We say to the letter we are here.
Madam Speaker, I have a procedural concern in light of the report. If you look at the Physical Planning Act, if you look at Section 9, subsection M, establishment of the District Physical Planning Committee. Each district council shall establish a district physical planning committee